everyone! Welcome back to English Mike Channel. I'm Anna, and if you're new here, hi! So happy you found us. This is the place where we talk about English in a real, relaxed way. No textbooks, no boring grammar rules on a whiteboard, just you and me having a conversation. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Today, we're talking about something that confuses literally everyone, even people who have been studying English for years, and that is will and going to. Two ways to talk about the future. Two things that seem like they mean the same thing, but trust me, once you hear what I'm about to share with you, you will never mix them up again. I promise. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Why do we even have two ways to talk about the future? Like, why can't English just be simple and have one word? Yeah, I ask myself that too sometimes. But here's the thing. Will and going to actually feel different. They carry a different meaning. And once you feel that difference, everything just clicks. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're standing in your kitchen. You open the fridge, it's empty. Like completely empty. Not even a sad little leftover from 3 days ago. Nothing. And you turn to your friend and you say, I'm going to go to the grocery store today. That feels natural, right? Because you looked at the situation, you saw the problem, and you already had this plan forming in your head. That's going to. It's a plan, something you already decided before the moment of speaking. Now, imagine a different situation. Same kitchen, same empty fridge, but this time your friend walks in and says, I'm so hungry, I don't know what to eat. And right in that moment, you decide, you know what? I'll order pizza. That I'll order pizza, that's a decision you made right there on the spot. That's will. It's spontaneous. It's in the moment. That's honestly the biggest difference between the two. And I want you to really sit with that for a second because it changes everything. Going to, already planned, already decided. Will, decided right now, in this moment. Let me give you a few more examples so this really sticks. Say your friend asks you, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And you say, I'm going to visit my parents. That means you already planned this. Maybe you.
All right, let's keep going because there's more good stuff I want to share with you. Let's talk about offers and promises because will is super common here and I want you to feel really confident using it. When you want to offer to do something for someone, you use will. Like your friend is carrying a heavy box and you say, here, I'll help you with that. You didn't plan to help them before. The situation came up and you responded. That's will. Or when you make a promise, you use will. I'll call you tonight. I promise. I'll never forget what you did for me. I'll always be there for you. All of those are will because they're commitments you're making right in the moment of speaking. Going to doesn't really work for offers and promises in the same way. It would sound a little weird to say, I'm going to help you with that box as a spontaneous offer. It sounds like you had a plan to help before the situation even happened, which is a bit odd. So for offers, for promises, for those warm, human, in-the-moment commitments, will is your best friend. Now, I also want to touch on something that a lot of learners ask me about, and that's the difference between will and going to in more formal situations versus casual conversation. In everyday conversation, people often use going to in its shortened form. Gonna. You've probably heard this a million times. I'm gonna call her. We're gonna be late. It's gonna be so much fun. Gonna is just a relaxed, spoken version of going to. You'll hear it all the time in movies, songs, podcasts, casual conversations. It's totally normal and natural. Now, will doesn't really have a shortened form in the same way, but it does contract. So instead of I will call you, in conversation you'd say, I'll call you. Instead of he will be there, you'd say he'll be there.
Okay, let's do some examples together. I'm going to give you a situation, and I want you to think about which one fits, will or going to, and why. Think of it like a little mental workout. Situation 1. You're at a restaurant. The waiter asks for your order. You haven't looked at the menu yet. You look quickly and you decide. You say, "I'll have the pasta, please." Will. Spontaneous decision made in the moment. Situation 2. It's Sunday morning and your partner asks, "Any plans for today?" You say, "Yeah, I'm going to clean the whole apartment." Going to. You planned this. You've been thinking about it. The decision was made before this conversation. Situation 3. Your friend looks really pale and tired. She hasn't slept in 2 days. She's been stressed. She skipped meals. You look at her and say, "You're going to get sick if you keep this up." Going to. You can see the signs. The evidence is right there. Situation 4. Someone asks you, "Do you think robots will do most jobs in the future?" You say, "I think they will, honestly. Technology is moving so fast." Will. General belief. Opinion about the future. No specific evidence in this moment. Situation 5. Your little sister is struggling with her homework. You walk over and say, "Here, I'll help you." Will. Spontaneous offer. You didn't plan to help her before you walked in. See how naturally those fall into place? Once you understand the feeling, you just know. And that's the goal, to get to a place where you just know without overthinking it. Now, I want to talk about something that trips people up a lot, and that's negative forms. Because sometimes learners are fine with the positive forms, but then they get a little confused with negatives. For will, the negative is will not, and in contractions, it's won't. Not willn't. That doesn't exist. Don't ever say that. It's just won't. So, I won't be there. She won't answer. They won't believe us. For going to, the negative is just not going to. I'm not going to do that. He's not going to like this. We're not going to make it in time. And in casual speech, again, you'll hear not gonna. I'm not going to lie. That movie was so boring. She's not going to be happy about this. Totally normal, totally natural. So negatives are pretty straightforward. Just won't for will and not going to or not gonna for going to.
All right, we're getting to such a good place with this. I want to give you one more thing before we wrap up, and that's some common phrases and sentences that use will and going to that you can literally start using today. With will, I'll think about it. You say this when someone asks you to make a decision and you're not ready yet. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Super common reassurance. I'll get back to you on that. Very useful in professional contexts. I'll see what I can do. Another great phrase when someone asks for help and you're not sure yet. That will never work. Expressing skepticism. I think you'll love it. Sharing an opinion about how someone will feel. With going to, I'm gonna need a moment. When things get overwhelming. This is gonna be interesting. Said with a little smile when things are about to get complicated. I'm gonna try something new. Announcing a plan you've thought about. Are you gonna eat that? The most important question in any friendship. It's gonna take time. Honest, grounded prediction based on reality. I'm not gonna pretend that was easy. Honest expression. These are all phrases that native speakers use constantly. And the beautiful thing is, now you understand why. Each one uses either will or going to for a specific reason. And that reason makes complete sense when you understand the feeling behind it. I also want to say something to you that I really mean. If you've been struggling with will and going to, or honestly with any part of English, I want you to be kind to yourself. Language learning takes time. It takes exposure. It takes making mistakes and not dying of embarrassment and trying again. Every single person who speaks English fluently today made thousands of mistakes to get there. Thousands. And they kept going. The fact that you're here, listening, engaging, trying to understand, that already puts you ahead. Seriously. A lot of people give up because they feel like they're not improving fast enough. But improvement in language is like growing a plant. You don't see it happening day to day. But then one day you look back and you realize how far you've come. So keep going. Keep listening to things in English. Keep trying to speak, even if it's just to yourself. keep noticing